Yeah, it's like I was like you. It's like I would get like just the 10, 15, $20 cheap headphones, and those things might last me like maybe 6 months if I was lucky. And then when I got the skull candies, like, dang, these things are lasting a while. Dang, these things are like lasting forever.
They are Cthulhu. They last forever.
Yeah,
They will
but
not die.
Never.
They will endure.
They're like the 1980s fridges that still work.
Oh, I want one of
yes.
those so much.
I used to despise them because they looked so ugly, but now that I'm an adult, I'm like, you know what? I could probably put you in my kitchen.
Oh yeah, it's like the vintage aesthetic. Like I drool over like 1950s and 40s kitchens, like the ones that were like specially designed for efficiency. Like all the like cupboards and
Full
stuff.
drawers.
I'm just like
Hmm.
I need to plan this well because if me and build a house, it's like we're both short people. We're already going to have it custom so that like the like the uh kick stuff on the bottom of the things, those will pop out and they'll be like step built-in step stools. Because we're both short, and I would like to have access to upper cabinets without having to move around my little collapsible step stool.
Found
I
it.
know. I'm. Uh,
What you were saying, like, it reminded me of something that I saw a while back, and I just found it. Uh, that you might like. It's a 1950s fridge, stove, and sink combo.
That seems
I'm about to send
interesting.
it
You
over to
must
book
share
club.
it.
I was visiting my great aunt and uncle in Houston, and they live in a pretty decent sized house. And they're like, and my great uncle was like, when we downsize, would you like? And it's I forgot what it's called. I think it's like some kind of pantry from like the 50s where it's like eggs are stored in there and bread and whatnot, and has a little counter that sticks out for you to knead bread dough and whatnot. He was like, do you want that, and do you want that pie safe over there? And I just went, yes.
Yes.
Where will I put it?
Yes.
I don't know, but I will make room for that kind of stuff.
It's like, oh,
And I
I
told,
love pie safes. We have one down at my great grandparents' house,
mm-hmm.
and because like it's basically just an enclosed cabinet with a mesh front.
Yeah, pretty much. And I told him, I was like, you know what? I might actually put some pies in there. I feel like doing that. My brother, who's sitting next to me, goes, well, if you do that, you'll see more of me.
That is how you entice your family members to come and see you. Feed them.
Who wants
Yeah.
pie?
Oh, that's actually kind of cool looking.
Hang on, let me get my phone to come on, phone.
Yeah, it's like I saw that like a few
Ooh,
months ago, and I was like,
Is that a fridge or an? No, that opens sideways. Yeah, I think that's a fridge.
that, that's a fridge, stove, sink combo.
you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me
Huh.
of those toilets where the tank is also a sink.
I have seen those.
I
I've
think
seen those as
aren't those
well.
like really common in like Japan?
I think so.
It kind of
Wouldn't be
makes sense because
surprised.
it's dual use for the water
Hmm.
because the water that's going to be filling into the tank, you can first use it to wash your hands.
Yeah.
So that's actually very utilitarian mindsets for that. It's like that actually probably should be more common because everyone could stand and wash their hands more.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we should send this stove, fridge, and sink to Japan. Maybe they'll use that too. It'll fit right in.
Yeah, it would,
If
especially
they are,
seeing that I
if
have seen some like Japanese apartment kitchens, especially particularly like the ones that are like in Tokyo and like major cities, because I get a lot of that stuff on my feed. I don't know how I got into that algorithm stuff, but I did.
I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they're using it already.
Well, they kind of are, because like most of their kitchens are literally just a countertop with like one or two burners, a mini fridge underneath, and a sink, and like maybe 3 inches of counter space. Like the only thing that they will probably be missing is like some of their burners that are built into their countertops have like little slide out grills, so you can put like fish in and grill them.
Oh wow.
The huge kitchens are more of a American phenomenon.
Well, I think it's just like it really just stems from the style of cooking that's culturally common. Cause like
Mhm.
I will be like I watched way too many videos of like these Japanese apartments and stuff, and like I think I remember one that had an oven, and with how I cook, I would be lost without an oven. I was like, I couldn't
Mhm.
bake anything, and I'm just
Nope.
like, I'm so sad. But like, you come to America, it's like in our teeny tiny like New York apartments. If they have a decent kitchen, they'll at least have an oven and a stovetop. You might
Yeah.
not always get a dishwasher, but you at least always get an oven.
You are the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yes, you are the dishwasher. I'm getting flashbacks to college.
Oh,
Okay, hello
Yeah.
everyone, and welcome to another meeting of the Mad Hares. I am Countess Rose, and I'm joined by Grumpy Cobalt
hello.
and Rusty Helm.
Hey y'all, hope y'all having a good day.
Hello to our lurkers both in call and in recording. We are glad that you could join us today. We are completing our discussion of Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, and dad gummit.
I can finally talk to y'all about it now.
Yay!
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my
It's like
gosh!
I started to go back and like try to write down notes like to try to figure out who the murderer was. And then I read a little bit ahead while I was doing that. I was like, well, all my notes are useless now.
I know. Here y'all were being like, oh, it could be this person. I think it's this person. I'm here squirming in my seat going, it's everybody.
It is literally everyone. And I'm sitting here as like, where the hell did this information come from?
Yeah, because it's like because like when I'm writing the notes and I'm like, so everybody's lying, so all this information is useless. Okay, I'm just here for the ride now.
Everyone's lying, table flip.
Be the Italian, flip the table.
Pretty much.
What would Jesus do? Flip the table.
Flip that table.
Yeah.
So I guess it's been so long. Where I'm guessing chapter 1 on part 3. I guess is that where we?
I think we actually left off at the Christian name of Princess Dragomir.
Okay.
Because they had
Okay.
just finished talking with the Count and the Countess. And they were like,
Great.
oh, it was like the Countess had literally been in her room the entire time. And I'm just like, chapter 5.
Chapter
Not part
5. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
But we do figure out that it is actually the Countess's handkerchief because the initials are in Russian.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never freaking guessed that.
And her
The
maid
Countess.
recognized it, but was like, I don't know anything from my mistress, so I'm going to pretend like I didn't, like I have no idea what this handkerchief is.
It's like, you need
I think you said.
someone who
I think
will be your ride or die, like that maid for that princess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a. Yeah, this whole thing was like a bunch of twists and turns. Like at first we were thinking it was the Countess, and then the princess just barged in. I was like, I believe you have my handkerchief. It's like, what?
I'm sorry, excuse me?
I know everyone just kept walking in, just being like, all right, word's getting around that you're pulling it out of us, so I might as well just give it to you now.
Well, like it was just like,
They,
oh, by the way, I lied. Oh, by the way, I lied. Oh, by the way, I lied. But it wasn't this person. It was just like they
well, I
were
mean,
like coming through and making things more confusing for him.
yeah, it's like they literally had a "I'm Spartacus, no, I'm Spartacus, no, I'm Spartacus" moment.
Yeah.
Uh,
Ugh. But so we find out, and then because like they bring in the colonel again, and he's like, "Do you know you're the only person on this train who smokes a pipe?" And he's like, "Okay, then I guess that is my pipe thingy majig, the cleaner." And people were like, "But it's like I have this alibi, and I have this alibi," and I'm just like, "What the hell's
uh, I think we would have an easier time to identify like who wasn't involved because I think the detective like didn't have any idea what was going on.
I thought
The
he did."
American detective.
No, the
From New
American
York,
detective
yeah.
No,
did. It's like I think he had a crush on the maid who died.
was that him?
I think that was him.
Because I remember they were half making a joke like for the detective like are you the cook? I was never good at cooking. It's like so you're the butler. And I am not fancy enough for that. It's like I do not have any connection. I don't know. So much was going on that I was getting lost in all of this.
I was just like, what the hell? Because like they come in and we find out that that Mary was like an assistant maid or governess in the household, so she was there, and then the Italian was the chauffeur, and then we already knew that McQueen's dad was the DA, and then the colonel was like friends with Mr. Armstrong apparently, and then um Masterman, the valet for Ratchet, was like he was also like the valet for the family, like he used to work for the Mr. Armstrong, I think. And I'm just like, okay, who's oh, and oh, what was the Swedish lady? What was the Swedish lady? Was she like a nurse in the household?
Like a wet nurse or something.
No, I think like an actual she just worked there as like an in-call nurse. Is that what she did?
I remember one of them was the wet nurse. It might have been her. Uh,
No, so here we
the
go.
thing,
The detective, um, he approaches them. I found it. He approaches them and he says, "Just exactly what's up on this train? It seems bughouse to me." Perot twinkled at him. "Are you quite sure, Mr. Hardman, that you yourself were not the gardener of the Armstrong house?" "They didn't have a garden," replied Mr. Hardman literally. "Or the butler? Haven't got the fancy manner for that place like that. No, I have never had any connection with the Armstrong house, but I'm beginning to believe I'm about the only one on this train who hasn't. Can you beat it? That is what I say. Can you beat it?" And
yeah,
so he
I
literally
remember.
he kind of like joins their party because he's just like, "I'm baffled as you are, and I'm now going to sit here and be entertained by what's going on."
Yeah, I
Okay,
think wasn't it like the colonel that was in love with Mary that they were trying to keep their relation secret or
yes, like
something
I
like
think
that?
Mary and the Colonel are actually previously acquainted and they are in love. Um Greta, the Swedish lady, was the nurse in charge of little Daisy Armstrong. So Mary was probably another maid servant or a governess. Um
The Italian was like a driver of theirs,
yeah,
like
he
a
was he was the chauffeur.
The part that got me was Mrs. Hubbard.
Oh my gosh. I
Yes.
actively had to pause and silently scream because I was at work listening to this. I was just like, what the hell? Mrs. Hubbard was not actually Mrs. Hubbard. She's actually the actress who is friends with the princess who was the grandmother of Daisy Armstrong. I am dying!
Oh my gosh.
The
Y'all were fooled by her
overacting!
acting.
We were! Oh my gosh, the over. And like, I'm sitting here, like, thinking about like that interaction right before Pruitt starts discussing his solutions to his investigation. And she's actively just there consoling Greta, who was just like, could you make this any more over the top, woman? She used to work for your daughter's family. She probably saw you at Christmas.
And what I found funny was that Perot was saying like she was the most pivotal role, and she also has no alibi. So the fact that she actually fooled all of us so well to where it's like we did not see her involved in as involved in this. It's like the acting skills on this woman is amazing.
Yeah, it's like, heck, she was acting so well, she ended up becoming a close personal friend of a Russian princess. But yeah, everyone done it.
Everyone done it.
Everyone done it.
Even the what was it, like one of not the
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 conductor.
who was
conductors.
working the conductor, yeah, even the conductor.
The conductor was
Yeah,
in
because
on it. I forget how he's connected though.
he is the father of the maid or the servant who was under suspicion of murder of the murder.
Who passed away? Okay, that's where he
Yeah.
came in. I totally forgot. Okay, yeah, that's where it came in. Okay.
Okay. So for those who don't know, I guess we should probably explain how the
Yes.
murder took place. Who wants to do that?
Okay. So how it actually happened was they drugged the crap out of Ratchet, which when he is already suspicious of his impending death, he probably wouldn't have taken his usual drought to be knocked out so heavily. So, and then all the noise that Perot hears prior to like when we think the murder actually happened, which was like 12:30 or so, was actually just like a couple of them in the room putting on a show, basically. Because he didn't actually die until later on at like 2 or so in the morning. Like after everyone had thought he had already been dead, that's when apparently there's like a rotation of them going through just taking turns at him. Because apparently every single one of them stabbed him in the dark, so they didn't know exactly who did the killing blow. But, yeah. That's how they did it. Because all of this ruckus happened earlier, and so that's when they think everything. So after that, no one was needing to do alibis because they weren't checking that time frame.
Yeah, it's like the 12 stab wounds were literally from 12 different people.
Mm-hmm.
And they got together to where the whole circumstance of the murder would be so confusing that they couldn't put blame on any one person, and they would
Yeah.
set their alibis up to where everybody would be innocent. Because that was
Mm-hmm.
another thing when I because they did have like because Pro did uh file basically what I was about to do was like compile like all the stories and like uh see like how all their alibis checked out. And the way he had it listed out, everybody was in the clear. It's like everybody that he interviewed had an alibi and couldn't have been the murderer if all their stories checked out.
Yeah, and like everyone who had like a solid alibi, um, their alibi was being confirmed by a very unlikely person. Like the Italian was getting validated by the English valet, and the colonel is being validated by McQueen, and uh, it's like it's like everyone had alibis for everyone mostly, except for Mrs. Hubbard, who had already did a huge dramatic performance, a beautiful performance that we all fell for. It was glorious.
I actually found the passage. I actually found that part where Pro came to Mrs. Hubbard. It was like a and there remains Mrs. Hubbard. Now, Miss Hubbard, let me say, played the most important part in the drama by occupying the compartment connecting with that of Ratchet. She was more open to suspicion than anyone else. In the nature of things, she could not have an alibi to fall back upon. To play the part she played, the the perfectly natural, slightly ridiculous American fond mother. An act, an artist was needed, but there was an artist connected with the Armstrong family. Miss Armstrong's mother, Linda Arden, the actress. He stopped. Then, in a soft, rich, dreamy voice, quite unlike the one she had used thoroughly throughout the journey, Miss Hubbard said, I always fancied myself in comedy parts. I'm like, that part, I just stopped, was like, so Mrs. Hubbard was in on the whole thing as well.
Yes, I actively was screaming silently. I'm just like, there's probably like security footage of me at work, just like bent over my desk, like.
So I guess real quick, the things that tipped Perot off to what their nefarious deed was. Part of it was the fact that so many people from different cultures, from different countries, different walks of life, were all in the same coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that that's very rare, in fact, very uncommon.
In Europe.
Especially in Europe. In America, he says in America, that's a different story. But in Europe, or at least, where, because they were kind of near like the Istanbul kind of area ish. And so he's like, that's weird. Two, he pointed out saying, Cassetti had no intention of taking a sleeping draught because he had a gun underneath his pillow, which means he was intent on being awake to protect himself because he believed himself to be in danger.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to think, was there any other clues that that helped him?
The fact that the police officer he had quote unquote hired to protect him wasn't in the room with him. He was down the hall, basically as far away from him as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, which I forgot. McQueen was also in on this.
Everyone was in on it.
Well, yes, but it's like McQueen specifically. It's like they what was McQueen in the Armstrong family?
His dad worked for the DA. Remember?
Right. So yeah,
his dad was the DA.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like who else. I know that practically everybody was in on this. I'm just trying to get
how was Masterman connected?
Wasn't he the valet or something?
Oh yeah, he was the valet, wasn't he? Okay. Yeah. It's like I was just like, did he have a different role? No, it's like no, he just had a different employer. But like it's kind of poetic that because like in the American justice system, as everyone because like knows, you are juried by 12 of your peers, and everyone will say that Ratchet escaped justice on a technicality, and that's some fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
So these 12 or 11 people, it was 11 people originally, that had connections to this little girl who was murdered horribly and to the awful fate of her family that followed it. These 11 people plus the 12th person who was the dad of the maid who self exited uh, came together and were just like, we are going to be the long arms of justice, basically. And so they had to find Ratchet first and foremost. And then they were able to get Masterman and McQueen into his employ both. So both of these people, I don't know how they had the self control to not off this man sooner. Because McQueen and Masterman both worked for him. McQueen for almost a little over a year, Masterman for 9 months. I would have murdered the man much sooner. I would not have had the patience.
It
But I
it
probably
all
would also have
that
gotten caught.
that's probably why they chose them specifically was probably because they might be the most methodical and like they're able to gather as much information while still being able to control themselves. Like
Very true. But like because they also were employed by him, they were able to uh work it so that they knew his schedule and knew when he would be on a train, and they were able to shuffle it around so that they were on the same schedule as the conductor, and then everyone else basically just had to converge. And the fact that they picked a time of year where normally it's easy to get a train car on there, and so like that's fine. But like it ended up the fact that Mr. Peru and Mr. Bunce uh were able to see through the Mr. Harris defense is the only reason why they were found out.
Hmm.
Because Mr. Harris, they do say, yeah, he was a fictitious thing. Apparently, someone maybe they're hoping someone else hadn't read their Dickens.
yeah, it's like that. That was what they were betting on was that all 12 of them would be alone with Ratchet and yeah, it's like the only thing that fooled the whole thing was Pro being able to find a loophole in the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also there was the other suggestion that he figured out that was also a possibility. That Mr. Ratchet had forgotten to set his watch to account for the time difference as they were traveling. Therefore, his murder happened much earlier than anticipated. And that the murderer had snuck on, dispatched a Mr. Ratchet, and was able to sneak off at an earlier time before the train had left the station at its stop at 11:30. So, which um solution do we all agree is what happened? What are we going to tell the police?
Yeah. I love I loved how everybody was like, the first one does sound a lot more plausible, and the doctor's like, yeah, I might have made a few assumptions that I might have erred on. So yeah, it's like we can go
Yeah.
we can go with the first option. It's like a it's like it's like everybody walks away happy except for Ratchet,
Yeah.
which
No one
screw
wanted
him.
Ratchet to walk away happy. That man murdered a child for money.
Mm-hmm.
And subsequently his her entire family.
Yes, and that was not his only victim. He had several more victims, and he would probably also continue to be a very bad person in general. So he escaped justice, but justice found him. It's a good day for
Yeah, one
everyone.
way or another. Yep, a good day for
I
everyone.
enjoyed this greatly. Thank you, Rusty.
Glad you enjoyed it. It's like it's like yeah, this was my first Agatha Christie book, and honestly, I'm one to look into to others. Like maybe
Yes.
They're
start seeing
good.
into like yeah, it's like seeing which maybe like start with the first one maybe and work my way through.
Are you just going to read the Hercule Poirot mysteries, or are you going to dabble into Miss Maple?
I might look into I might look into both. I mean, it's like Agatha Christie is definitely a very good author.
She is. It's like I actually started reading another one. I was taking so long reading that one. I actually had to. I'm waiting for it to make its round back toward me. It's actually not a Perot or a Miss Mabel story. It's actually more one of her standalone ones. It's called "And Then There Were None." It's actually
Oh
kind of
yeah.
fascinating. I look forward to finishing it. I'm about halfway done, but I just need to wait a week or so, and then I will be able to get back into the audiobook I was listening to.
Mhm.
Okay.
Don't sleep on the Libby app, guys. You can find a lot of books on there as long as you don't mind waiting from some of the more popular ones.
All right.
But yeah,
I'll have to look into that one.
it's like it's very enjoyable. But yeah, so next week, are we wanting to actually watch one of the versions of Murder on the Orient Express, or do we want to jump into the next book that we have picked out?
Movie night.
Movie
Yay,
night!
movie night.
Okay, so the question is, which version are we going to watch?
I mean, I'll put my vote in on this 1970s version because that's the one I grew up on and I vouch for it.
Okay.
But I'm open to watching the newer one because I've never seen it.
Well, let me see if that is actually available for us to watch. Because I don't have a physical copy, unlike House Moving Castle.
Right. Do you want me to toss like a buck or two your way?
Let me just see if it's available. 1994 is the year that was released.
It's like I'm open to seeing whichever version's most readily available because I haven't seen any of them.
Well, I have access to like most streaming sites, so let me just see where it is available. Murder on the Orient Express, 1974.
No.
Okay. Looks like it's on Paramount, and I think we might have access to that one. If not, I can always buy it off of YouTube or rent it off of YouTube for like $2 or $3. So yeah, it's like we can watch the 1974 one. I might check out the newer one with Johnny Depp just because I like Johnny Depp.
I mean, I don't mind having two movie nights.
Hey, I
Maybe if
won't
we need a
complain.
break, maybe if we need a break and we can't find a short story. But for the next week we are going to having a movie night in Discord, so no recording for this because I'm not going to get in trouble just having a movie streamed.
Yeah.
But that's definitely going to be checked out. And as for our next book, it is my pick. And we are going to be continuing our delve into Middle Earth with the Two Towers.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
We look forward to delving into the compare and contrast of this one, because again, I don't think any of us have actually read the series, but we have all seen the movies.
Yep.
So this will be
it's
another adventure in.
I'm excited.
Yay,
I am too.
excitement. Excitement. Okay, but I hope everyone has had a wonderful time in our discussion of Murder on the Orient Express. And if you would like to join us in our readings of The Two Towers, we'll be doing that not next week, but the next. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!
Bye, y'all.
Bye.